Let me know if this sounds like you. You're a student and you were eager for this semester to end and you couldn't wait more for vacation to start. And numbers here, we plan to sleep in, go out with friends and party, and play tons of video games. I did that myself as well. But what I want to highlight in this video is 10 tips on how I gained experience, gained skills, and gained money. And our last tip is going to overview in which order to do these three for the most success. So stay tuned and probably have a pen and paper ready to see how you could gain skills, experience, and money in this vacation. Just an FYI, I'm not saying these are the things you should be doing exclusively on your vacation. Obviously, time for fun, relaxation, and rejuvenation is vitally important, but sprinkling these things in sporadically can no doubt set you up for success after your vacation. So our first 3 tips are going to be on the topic of skills you should learn this vacation. Obviously pick one, you don't have to do all 3. But tip number 1 is to learn how to type. To this point, I have drastically underestimated the importance of typing. And let me tell you why. And that is because the average person, and it says, sir, the question asks, how much time does the average person spend typing? It says the average person spends at least 3 hours a day using the keyboard while doing work, writing emails, messaging, using social networks, etc. If you increase your typing speed by 20%, you can save up to 35 minutes per day. This equals a phenomenal 213 hours per year. And definitely I'm a person who wants to save that 213 hours, and for sure you do as well. So now that you know how important typing is, I could already imagine what you're asking. Okay, Jared, I watched your little video. I see that I could save a lot of time, but damn for me, because I don't know where to start. I don't want to go pay the money, and I am about spending a lot of time learning how to write either. Well, my friend, this would not be much of a good video if I didn't ask you those questions. So, how can you type and do it all in a nice fun way? So for those of you who are very serious about increasing the speed at which you type, you can go to typingclub.com. Again, that is typingclub.com. They have some awesome free interactive courses. Well, lessons, so to speak. I will call them more like lessons. But I've done a couple, and it's teaching me not to look down, where to place my fingers, etc. So if you're really adamant on saving that 213 hours per year, this is the site for you. So check out typingclub.com. So tip number 2, this is a skill that I learned that maybe you could learn that will help you a lot, is to learn how to sell. And the first definition of learning how to sell in anything is to exchange something for money. But I'm talking about a deeper meaning of selling, persuade something on the merits of. And there are a lot of illustrations. So you could be trying to persuade your teacher to give you like 10 more minutes on an exam. I may try to persuade a job interviewer that I'm the best candidate based on my merits, that they probably haven't looked at me in a certain way, and they provide this attribute that could most assist them. So selling is something that we do transact, or we try to almost like convince persons based on emotion, or convey emotion. And that's what we're talking about. If you can learn that skill, learn how to convey emotion, persuade someone on the merits of, it can take you places, because we all sell things on some level. It may not be for money, but exchanging things in exchange for this thing is what we all do many times a day. So learning how to sell is tip number 2.
Apologies, didn't see you there. I was engaging in step number 3.
As was so eloquently demonstrated, step number 3 is to again learn how to learn. We're gonna continue learning for the rest of our lives. We're in a continually fast-paced and changing environment. So those who learn and can consume information and put it to use are who are going to be the ones who are most effective and successful going forward. So I did a video on learning how to learn, meta learning. You can watch that in the card above or in the description below. I'm not going to get into it because I already covered it in detail before. So on to step number 4. So tips 4 through to 6 are going to cover how you can get experience, and this is also going to be an essential and effective thing you can do in your vacation. Tip number 4 would be to volunteer. And if you are against this because I really looking for some money as well, I don't think it's probably the best for me, that's okay. But those who are open to it, volunteer work is no doubt kind of easy to find. If you're in contact with someone that is in administration at your institution, there are volunteer opportunities. I know there's some at university here University of West Indies at KFL is actually kind of mandatory now. But just a simple search or asking around organizations in your area should be an easy way for you to find volunteer work. So tip number 5 with regards to understood on the broad topic of experience is to get a part-time job. Part-time jobs are good because they allow you to get viable work experience in that sort of environment, and it can get you more aware to things you wouldn't know since you're a student and haven't been in the world of work yet, but having to clock in at a certain time and things of that nature. So how would I approach getting a part-time job now? I think right now is big on trying to find some sort of personal connection. If you have family members who run certain businesses, you could ask a question. Or what seemed to be very effective recently is to really kind of be very open about your story and your CV. Some person's gonna pretty it up, and there is a portion where you should pretty it up to some extent, but still be very honest about your current situation and your desire to get experience. Because the big issue a lot of students find is that when we leave school, jobs that we desire ask for experience, but we've been in school the whole time. So difficulty is, how do we find this experience? So what we could do is, in these times, through vacation, times off, etc., hold on, volunteer, hold on a part-time job. Or we can talk about in our next tip, is very important to do that as well. But getting experience does lend itself to more opportunities later. So tip number 6, and I think no doubt the most important on this topic of experience, is to get an internship. And I'll tell you why. By getting an internship, you kind of get a free pass to eventually work at said company if you do what's necessary. Difficulty is they're very sought after and viable by students for obvious reasons. So email and message a bunch of companies you'd like to work with. No doubt, even if they're offering it to do for money, offer to do your services for free. The most valuable thing right now for you is not necessarily money, even though we're going to get into that later given your situation. But experience is key, because experience, though you're working for free in the beginning, you get to get such a high return on that investment, especially where you intern. So for me personally, I was able to intern at a company years before I ever ended up working there. And it was such a smooth transition to eventually get there, because I've already understood the culture. I've already been inculcated into that system. So you should do the same. Offer to work for free and learn as much as possible. All you really want to do is get in, get experience, get some connections, and after a certain amount of time, let them pay you if necessary. So now we're on to the money making part of this video that I promised. So tip number 7 is to tutor. Very underrated, and I'll tell you why. A lot of people think that they can't tutor, but all that really means is that instead of tutoring 1 level below, they should probably do 2 or 3 levels below, and then you'll be able to teach, because you should know that like the back of your hand, given whatever stage you are on your journey of education. So what to do in this though is, if you do plan to tutor to make money during this vacation, is to make sure you do group tutoring instead of one-on-one tutoring. I've had experience in this, and then this is what I'm telling you. You can maybe charge $50 for a one-on-one session for about an hour. Instead, you could probably charge 3 to 5 persons $35 and still have an intimate or small enough group that you're able to interact with everyone instead of one-on-one. So tip number 8 is to sell your notes. And this definitely did not apply to me, or does not apply to me, because I write like chicken scratch and I am proud, and nobody can tell me otherwise. But for those of you who take well detailed and in-depth notes, this is definitely you. How would I advise you to do it is to scan your notes and to copy them. Even if you have the lectures that are PowerPoints from the year before, organize them well and make some additional detailed notes with regards to what exams were on and stuff like that. And you could essentially be giving someone a free guidebook to pass this course. Start a business. Starting a business has the best return on investment for any of these 3 over the long term. A lot of persons are realizing that they do not end up liking the field they're going to after school, and do end up coming back to this eventually. What I would tell you, A, even though this is about making money, you want to serve others and provide value. B, do something that you're passionate about. And C, the best business advice I've been given thus far since I started the business is to help the person that you once were. And how do I do that? Well, I was once a student who put in a lot of input with regards to hours and time and studying, and was not getting the necessary output, the grades I thought I wanted. So now what I do, since I've left university, coming out of a pandemic, I had to teach myself these things. I teach students who are along that journey, who are seniors in secondary school or high school or at university, how to do the same thing. I teach them the skills, behaviors, and habits necessary to maximize their potential. And that's what it's actually called web learning, by the way, if you weren't aware. But for you, do the exact same thing. Help someone you once were, because you are the person who is best suited. Nobody don't want to talk to somebody who's like some expert and do this thing 10 years ago. So we're better able to, acknowledge or willing to listen to persons who have just done what we are about to do. So somebody just finished school, I'd want to talk to them to see how school was, rather than somebody who graduated 5 years ago. If you're still watching, thank you very much. Appreciate you. If you're still here, actually comment down below, still here. Tip number 10, in what order to be three? The absolute last thing you should be worried about right now is making money. You have the rest. If you're a student, you have the rest of your life to make money. Get skills. Skills lead to experience, because persons want to hire skilled persons, and then all that can compound, and you can get the rewards as you continue to live. If you don't have the time to get these skills, etc., watch this video here. It's going to tell you how to better manage your time so you can gain these skills and experience. And here's another video if you're interested in the content we put on this channel. Like, subscribe, share for anybody who feel that you could benefit from. And I see you in the next video.